The government of Karnataka, the citizens of Bangalore, for having various ministers was a very high influence in all the country, especially the South Indian ministers and the states have come to participate, celebrate today's content. First, I would like to congratulate and thank my Education Minister, Mr. Sudhakar, who has been taken up a very lead in this great conclave. Dr. Parmeshwar, who also was a former Education Minister and the educationist himself by generation, we have a very big institutions in Karnataka. He is also my Home Minister, the senior colleague of us in this meeting to give his wonderful experience sessions, which is facing every day and which is going to fulfill present what the effects of this policy will be there. And we have Sridhar Babu, my colleague from ಧರರನ, who has also come all the way representing ಧರರನ district. Mr. I think Chandrakant Patil will be online, meeting us, discussing. Let us hear to him. So I also welcome him on behalf of our state. Mr. Govi Sanjani, Honorable Minister from Yamala. Also, yesterday, I think last week, I met his Deputy Chief Minister and said that he is going to be here. I had a meeting, we had joined at Scouts and Guides Conference in Trichy. He said that he will be participating. I think last moment he has skipped this occasion. Anyway, I welcome you, sir. Thank you for participating and giving your strength to us. Our Higher Education Minister, Srimati Dr. Bindu from Kerala, highly literate states. I thank you and your Chief Minister for giving a voice to this great event. Mr. Rohit Thakur, my colleague from Himachal Pradesh, has also joined us. Mr. Uday Kumar, who is the Minister for Higher and Technical Education from Jharkhand, also joined. And I would like to thank all the senior bureaucrats, secretaries, and all education leaders who have been here participating in the advice. Today, I am extremely delighted that the conclave has been organized today, bringing together the like mind. I always tell one thing in various occasions: joining together is the beginning, discussing together is the progress, working together is the success. Today, I think we have made a beginning. Until we raise our voice, until we communicate what India needs. India is a very sound in education. The cream of quality of our students are all over the world. I have been looking myself and Dr. Parmeshwar, we have visited big number of universities all over the world, in various places, in a very dominant, highly qualified countries. Even in those countries, our Indians with our quality education have made a very big name on quality education. They are leading the universities. Though number one, the Vice Chancellor may be from their country, but the second, third, and fourth position all are Indians. And all our students are all our teachers, all our chancellors who have done quality education are not able to compete globally. This national education policy was being announced, we put the nail, we opposed this policy. And there were a lot of lacuna, still we are not set up on that. But still our government took up a bold stand and we are changing that reform issues. But today this conflict is definitely which has to be debated and our voices has to be heard and we have to come out with a strong message, our suggestion, and we should force the government of India and the UGC to withdraw this draft resolution. This should be our main agenda because we are an autonomous, we have our own strength, ours is a state. Kerala, ಧರರನ, Karnataka, Telangana, especially in southern India, our quality of education is very high. I remember even our event is about 30-40 years back. All the leaders, all the students from North India still used to come to South India for quality education or technical or medical. Still in Karnataka has more than 70 medical colleges in Karnataka as far as Karnataka. We have more than 250 engineering colleges in Karnataka. The same way is in Tamil Nadu also, in Andhra also, Telangana. We have more strength in it. But all our policies are not up to the national and the international mark. It's a big question which has to be addressed immediately today. So I feel that the conflict is being held in background with draft UGC regulations. Certainly we have rights of the federal setup. Our federal setup has a very different knowledge. Our constitution has given a lot of rights to us from the day one. On the language and the linguistic issues, our states have been set up with a different parameter. But we are not competing within ourselves, or not trying to change the Indian pattern of education. We have to compete on a global one. Today we have to compete on a global one. The era has been changed, the system has been changed. So I hope so that we, after a lot of universities has been given strength all these days, they are changing their era. On the appointment of, we had tried to do a serious suggestions on the global standards of quality education, of changing the system, or bringing more knowledge to the students. We agree. On the administration part, I think this is not right to find out who has to appoint whom or not. Why state should be there? What is the federal structure of this country which this constitution has given us a strength? It's a big question here. So, universities have a great responsibility in preparing the future leaders of all-round development of the, not only the society, but in the country itself. So the higher education system needs to be developed in the systematically to support all of us. So appointing the right person in the high degree with the value of the qualifications they have. So there is big, I could see the presentation of my council who had what the draft was based on. It is like a draconian law which we can't accept at any point of time. So let us all discuss, including the financial resources of the public university system or public services. So whatever we have, that the natural citizens of the state government will all pertain in higher education. In this context, it is quite shocking to witness the erosion of the powers of the state. The draft regulations, which is on 2025, with regard to the minimum qualification to appoint the BCs and general staff. I think the quality of education itself will be spoiled according to me. Though I am not only here as a Deputy Chief Minister or Retired Minister or myself or Formation India, we both ourselves are an educationist. We are an institutions. We know the problems of the education institution. We have a basic commitment what institution, and our southern states have a very big strength in the quality education which has grown all over the world. Today Bangalore is, and Tamil Nadu or whatever is there, Hyderabad, it is also a part of the Silicon Valley of the world. We have produced the best talented technical engineers who have been here on various sectors. The human resources produced in southern states, we can't track them. We see a lot of friends coming from all over the country to the southern states to work, to learn, to earn, and again they have been traveling outside the country for their benefit and for their future lives. So when such strong foundation has been laid by earlier leaders, we have to protect it, we have to oppose it. So I am sure this deliberation on administration, especially on the leadership issue, on administration, we will have to be very clear. So it is an accepted fact that the Vice Chancellor of any university is academic or administrative aim. The performance of the university for the academic growth that includes academic programs has a global character, multidisciplinary research that recognizes the institution as an interactive center for cutting edges and research depends upon the leadership provided by the Vice Chancellors. The administration, I could see in various, I have seen the programs in Maharashtra. They have a different model. Maharashtra has a different model compared to ಧರರನ and Tamil Nadu. We see internally when governments change, we have national government in one party and the state government. Again, there will be a lot of internal differences with the Vice Chancellors, with Chancellors who will be here. We find it difficult. But still we are trying to manage ourselves with the cordial relationship since looking at the education system is large. So anyway, the administration of the university requires excellent acumen on the part of the leaders who concern on this diversity. So anyway, we have a social concern. We want to moderate the system. So let us all join together. I think today's deliberation will send a message to the government of India and the UGC that we want to set this right. Any valuable suggestions if they are given, I think I have not seen a single line of these suggestions given to us today by the University Grants Commission. It's not acceptable what I feel, but still enlightened ministers are there, enlightened bureaucrats are here. Let us all discuss. Please give your valuable suggestions. Let us throw more light on this issue and see that we protect the quality education, especially the higher education, which we have been always protected. No mind our last 20-25 years, a lot of issues have changed, a lot of knowledge has come, artificial intelligence has come, the quality has been still improved a lot. Every day we are improving. That is the opportunity what we have taken apart from that, not interfering with any of the state government or university administration. This is what I do. I thank all of you. I wish you all the best. So I would like to happily inaugurate this small, vibrant conclave which sends a big message towards the country. Thank you.
Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Dr. DK Shivakumar, and my friend and colleague Dr. M.C. Sudhakar, the Honorable Higher Education Minister of Karnataka, Dr. Sridhar Babu, the Honorable Minister IT and Industry, Government of Telangana, Dr. Govi Cherian, Honorable Minister from Tamil Nadu, Dr. Bindu, the Higher Education and Social Justice Minister from Kerala, Shri Rohit Thakur, Honorable Minister for Higher Education, Himachal Pradesh, Sudipya Kumar, Minister for Higher Education, Jharkhand, and all the senior bureaucrats who are representing different states, and our own Vice Chairman of the Higher Education Council, Professor Niranjan, and our Principal Secretary Shrikar and the Secretary Manjushri, the invitees and the friends from the media. My best of the greetings to all of you this morning. I would like to congratulate my colleague, Dr. Sudhakar, taking this initiative. I think it's the first of its kind. An attempt has been made by a state to voice our opinions. Karnataka has always been a forefront in terms of higher education. And we always work with the University Grant Commission. There was no situation to differ from the national perspective. Here and there were laws to be changed or to be amended. And the state governments had given an opportunity to change those to suit them. I recall my memory when I was a higher education minister from 1999 to 2004. There was a confusion in appointing the Vice Chancellor then. The Chancellor happened to be the Governor of the state, wouldn't agree our proposal. Then the Chief Minister, Shri S.M. Krishna ji, he called me and said, what do we do? The Chancellor is not agreeing to our proposal. And he asked me, I told him, the only way is we'll have to amend our act, state act, and withdraw the power of the governor or the Chancellor. Yes, I took some time, it was almost 6 months. I studied most of the university's statutes and etc. I brought in an amendment to the assembly saying we are withdrawing the power of the government. There was a big hue and cry by the opposition naturally. Finally it was approved, it was passed by majority and we implemented. The power of the governor, the Chancellor, was withdrawn. Then the state, in its wisdom, would appoint two Vice Chancellors. That is a background, just mentioning as a case study. UGC, when it was formed in 1956, the intention of its formation is not just to create a fight or a difference between the state and the center. It is to coordinate, it is to suit the national interest and also the state interest. They were talking about funding mechanism, they were talking about teaching, they were talking about so many other aspects to improve the academic standards of the university. It was to regulate the standards, the academic standards, and fulfill the aspirations of the younger generations. And that was the reason why UGC was formed. But subsequently, with the passage of time, things changed. And there were so many amendments which also in conformity with the state governments. Never there was a difference between the state and the center, never. But unfortunately, when the national education policy in 2020 was made, all of us know that we need to protect our culture, we need to protect our language, we need to protect our interest regionally. I am surprised and shocked when it was 2020, when NEP was announced, that instead of state being given an opportunity to educate their mass according to their culture, their language, it was contradicted in each of the proposals which they made in 2020. So I'm not going to go into the details now. So now UGC taking the lead of primary secondary education to higher education. UGC has brought out these changes or amendments not to suit the regional interests, but to suit the central interest, which is definitely not going to be acceptable by any of the states, not only in southern India, but even others. As our Dr. Sudhakar mentioned, indirectly so many other states which are ruled by their own party, they mention, but they don't want to come, openly. The question now is, where are the regional interests are protected? In fact, in our constitution, education is on a concurrent list. Why did they make it on a concurrent list? It is only to protect the interest, regional interest, regional language and culture. It was given that opportunity. But if you take away that opportunity and state interests are challenged, then I don't think this is going to be a successful, law. So I'm glad that all of you are here to discuss this. I'm glad that all of you are here to debate and ultimately come to a conclusion. If you just look at the scenario, present scenario in education, where do we stand? We are not even top 10 in the world. If you see the world scenario, India has 1,100 or plus universities approximately. Maybe 300 plus private universities, 50 plus deemed universities. None of these are in the top 10. Out of 1,100 plus universities, we are not even, one university we are not in top 10, top 50. So what are we talking about? Are we trying to improve the academic standards to suit the rest of the world? Or are we just trying to create the confusion and create this kind of issues? So this is a question the people at the higher ups have to be answered. India produces the largest technical manpower in the world in terms of absolute numbers. But we are not able to match any of the standards which, world universities have been. We have been interacting, as Dr. Shivakumar mentioned, myself and him, we are the educationists, we run many institutions. We try to collaborate with different universities in the world. I mean, they don't simply accept you. They don't, they have to have certain standards. Their parameters are different. And we are not able to fulfill even one parameter to suit them, to suit their standards. So that is the situation. When you look at the academic standards, you need to improve the academic standards rather than all these administrative matters being governed or regulated by the University Learning Commission. They don't talk about endowments. They don't talk about industry-academia interaction. Even today, I produce an engineering graduate. And a company, an IT company will not straight away accept it. IT companies will not accept your graduates straight away. They recruit them, give them a training for 1 year or 2 years, then they absorb you. So that means your education system is not helping the industry at all. So UGC should be talking about academia and industry interaction where they will also be partnered with. They will probably, support your funding system. We have seen all over the world how the endowments work. Some of the universities are run by endowments in the United States, but not in India. You are not talking about endowments at all, support of the industries at all. So there has to be some mechanism so that the industry academia also should be brought in. And I was also looking at other things in the proposal. There is a scientific approach. Constitution itself says that every citizen must have a scientific temper. What does it mean? Your younger generation or the future generation need to build India, and you train them for that. We have millions and millions of graduates produced every year, BA with history, economics, political science, or BA with sociology, BA with economics. Are they going to be useful to you? They are running around the street without employment. And we recruit them as a peon, a second division clerks. How many clerks you are going to need? Our education system, UGC should be talking about employability. UGC should be talking about what kind of material we produce. So these are the things I think, in addition to all this, probably you should be able to discuss, debate. And there is no mention of research. There is no mention of innovation. There is no mention of funding. So all these, along with the changes which you are proposing, although they are draconian, as Shivakumar mentioned, these things should be on priority. These are the things I think which should be talked about. This is not simply education. This is a knowledge industry. It has turned itself into a knowledge industry. Large part of, we have seen 25-30 years back, education was not contributing to economy. But now, education is contributing majorly into our economy. So that has to be worked out. It has now turned itself into industry. Because these graduates, whether it is IT, whether it is manufacturing industry or any other industry, is depending on the education. What we train them. So that is why I think with this knowledge industry mechanism, we need to look into that. I'm extremely happy that all of you are here, many of the ministers from different states. I'm sure you will contribute your knowledge to this, and try and come up with a suggestion to Government of India that this is not going to work out in the interest of the states, not just appointing a vice chancellor. I saw that. What is the role of the state? What is the role of the higher education minister or a government? Even a chief minister cannot say that you can appoint a vice chancellor. Absolutely no say. So all these things, I think, I'm sure you would debate and come out with a futuristic suggestions so that our education system will become more stronger. I'm happy that I was given an opportunity to be here with all of you. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best.
Thank you, sir, for your